10 reasons why Battlefield 2042 failed. The game is going through a really hard time at the moment, with player count being all-time low, and more bad news appear each day. And today I want to give you guys my 10 reasons why 2042 failed as a Battlefield game. But before we get into that, make sure to hit that like to help the video get out there, and consider subscribing if you guys enjoy the content. The support on the channel lately has been absolutely amazing, and I can't thank you all enough. But now back to 2042 and why it failed. Please keep in mind that the order might be different for you, so without any further ado, let's just do this. First, performance. This was a huge problem since the game came out, and it did not get any better ever since. The game just runs poorly no matter what type of hardware you have, and that is not ideal for a AAA title in 2022. Yes, every Battlefield had problems to start, but seeing how the requirements are for this game is just a joke. It's frustrating playing a game that will stutter every 30 seconds or so. That should definitely not happen, and even if they said they are doing small changes to fix this with every patch, this is only coming 4 months after release, and we still have to wait 1 more month for that patch. I don't understand why they have to use resources on stuff like skins instead of actually doing something that will benefit the game in a big way, like performance, which is vital for an FPS shooter. Next up, we have lack of content. Battlefield 2042 released with the least amount of content out of all the latest game, and this is just a huge letdown. Like 7 maps and 22 guns including sidearms is a huge letdown. I think Battlefield 4 had 3 times more gun than this at launch, more game modes, more maps, and more everything basically. Maybe EA and DICE relies on the season passes way too much when it comes to content, and if you don't know this, we were supposed to get 6 to 8 new guns per mode, 1 new map, 1 new specialist, which at first might sound good, but again that is coming 5 months after release. Why would people stick around to play the same map and the same guns over and over again for that period of time, for a game that was basically promoted as the biggest Battlefield game ever made? The amount of content we got was just a big fat lying joke, and that is just frustrating and annoying to think of. Content in a game is vital for its longevity, and 2042 basically doesn't have any. Next, we have missing features. Another aspect that is making Battlefield 2042 look bad is the missing features part. Like, why would you release a multiplayer game that has no scoreboard? It just makes no sense. People play this game to have fun and to try to get on top place. It's a feeling like no other, but in 2042 you can't know how it feels because apparently EA and DICE think that this would promote negativity. Another important feature is VoIP or voice chat. This is a really important one for people who play on console or for people who just play solo. Imagine playing a team-based game that doesn't give you the possibility to connect or speak with your teammates. It just makes no sense. Players, progression, and stats is a big miss here as well. And what is more sad is that all of these were present in past Battlefield games, and I could be talking about missing features a lot more here, but I could be making this video 1 hour long and I don't want that. These are just the most important, and I feel like 2042 just lacks a lot of important stuff and basic stuff that will make a game good. Specialists. One of the most controversial things in Battlefield 2042 are specialists. They replace the good old reliable class system that made Battlefield, well, Battlefield, and ruin everything when it comes to the game. Don't get me wrong, some of them are actually fun, but come on, it's supposed to be a military shooter where you play as a soldier. These specialists are just a Warzone cheap copy with bad voice lines. EA took this path to get more out of skins and stuff, but this decision lost a lot of the player base for this game. I know Battlefield has to evolve, but this is not the way. Specialists make 2042 just look bad. The old class system had a point. It made team play so much more important, for when in 2042 specialists take that away and just promote solo plays. And I don't mind specialists that much, to be honest, but when you design them so poorly, it just becomes a problem to everyone. They could have just given their special ability to certain classes in the game, and that would just, I don't know, make everything better and still be Battlefield. But what sucks even more is that we will never probably see the class system back in any Battlefield game ever again, and that is just a huge letdown for the Battlefield franchise. Let's hope it's just not gonna happen. Next up on the list we have bad map design. Map design in Battlefield 2042 is just non-existent basically. Most maps are flat with little to no cover, and this combined with super OP vehicles and 128 players makes the gameplay just a complete mess. There's almost no focus on infantry play, and out of the 7 maps I think only Kaleidoscope and Manifest are the ones that could actually be called maps. The other ones are just work in progress in my opinion. Some of you might have different opinions here, and I would love to hear them in the comments below. Map design in multiplayer games is crucial for the flow of the game, and 2042 does that, but backwards. I really hope that the new map that comes out with Season 1 will do a better job than the other ones do now. Next we have Immersion. Immersion is a big part of Battlefield games. Remember playing Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4, planting an MCOM on Rush, and that epic music kicks in, or when you are in a gunfight, that amazing sound and the overall feeling of the game just makes the gunplay so much more immersive and amazing. Well, 2042 falls short on this category. Fights in this game are just blank and the game is missing that Battlefield feel. Guns don't kick like before, the sound is just poorly designed, and the music is just bad taste. Battlefield is always about gameplay, and 2042 forgets that sometimes, and that just brings the immersion down a lot. Battlefield 4 for me had the most immersive gunplay and gameplay ever, and 2042 just falls really short when it comes to that. Next we have live service. The live service was tried in other Battlefield titles also and was a big fail, but in 2042 was promoted as a huge part of the game. But that doesn't work as intended also. This was supposed to give DICE the opportunity to change things on the go or just take stuff out that wasn't working properly when needed and just put them back when they're fixed. And at start DICE really did use this for, I think, Dozer Shield and that UAV drone in Portal, and that was it. Ever since we had vehicles that were extremely overpowered that made people leave, guns that outperform others by miles, and more broken stuff. And what DICE is doing about them is just basically nothing. Some were fixed in updates, but the whole point of the live service is non-existent. Just take stuff out when the community complains about something for a few weeks in a row and then add them back when they're fixed. Can it be that hard? Why would you promote this live service if you're not doing anything with it? Hopefully with Season 1 more things will change, but so far DICE is just false advertising everything about this game basically. Another reason why 2042 sucks is poor updates. At start, we did get a few updates that made a huge difference in gunplay, but out of that I think only one was more substantial, and that was basically it. The game just released so poorly and is in constant need of updates and patches, and we are just not getting them. Latest patch came after a month and basically did nothing but break the game even more. I know it was holiday season, but come on, you can come up with more stuff than that. 10 patch notes for a game that is so broken that fix 10 random stuff in the menu. Come on. On top of that, performance drops for some people, crashes appear for others, ADS bug is back in the game, and a lot more. Updates for the game should do a better job at fixing broken stuff and not add problems. I understand that DICE is trying, but I feel like we need a bit more extra when it comes to 2042 to get it done. Next we have 128 players. 128 players in a video game might sound insane, but I feel like in 2042 is a huge fail due to poor performance and bad map design. It just doesn't work. In modes like Breakthrough it's a mess, and no matter how many people you kill, it just feels like you're not doing anything to help the team win. Recently they added 64 players in All Out Warfare, and that is working like a dream. Flow of the game is better, performance is up a ton, and the game just plays better. 128 player just makes the game feel like a big mess with no coordination whatsoever. I really hope that they will not take 64 player servers away, because that would be a huge mistake. I know they tried to come up with something new when it comes to player count with 128 players, but it just doesn't work. Maybe it's the maps, maybe it's the performance, but at the moment it just doesn't work. And the last point of this video that makes Battlefield 2042 bad is the sound design. In an FPS game, sound is basically everything, and in 2042 it's just done so poorly. Voice lines are so bad it hurts, music is just terrible, and the overall sound of the game is just bad. Gunshots don't feel as good, and the tornado sound is just horrible. Like a huge tornado comes in the back, and all you hear is a bit of wind in your ear. Sound makes a game better, and 2042 falls short in this chapter also. Sound is supposed to bring more immersion to a game, and Battlefield 2042 just misses that also. So these were my 10 biggest problems with 2042. I know there's a lot more stuff here that I could be added, but I don't want to make this video any longer. 2042 has a long way to become a Battlefield contender, but some things just won't change. DICE really have to step up their game when it comes to updates and content to help this game come back to life. I still enjoy Battlefield 2042 till a point. I can skip over some problems, but there are some that just ruin the experience for me at the moment. That definitely doesn't mean I won't be posting Battlefield videos or something. I just wanted to make this video to maybe raise some awareness of what this game needs. That's it for today's video, guys. Please comment down below what are your biggest problems with Battlefield 2042 and why. Don't forget to like to help with the mighty algorithm, subscribe for more content, and I'll see y'all in the next one.